it's Graham again, and I'm back with another video. This time I'm going to do a book tag, and it's called the Newbies Book Tag. It's 10 questions. I've never done one of these before, so it should be exciting. After I've answered the questions, I will discuss what I'm reading at the moment. So here goes. I have a nice cup of Pu-Erh tea as well. Lovely. So yeah, let's get on with the book tag. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I am an avid reader. I love books. I love to watch other people who have a passion for books on BookTube and YouTube as a whole. Yeah, that's why I started it. I wanted to discuss books that I enjoy, books that you don't often see on BookTube. So yeah, that's that question. That's my answer for that. So the next question is question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? Well, I don't follow the crowd. Most of my books are from charity shops. I don't rush out and buy the newest titles, the most up-to-date, anticipated books. I will buy something that I think looks interesting, and it could be something that's years and years old, or is indeed out of print. No one has read or has read in a long time. So yeah, that's what I think I can bring, something different. That's my unique take on BookTube. Question number 3. What are you most excited about for this new channel? I am most excited about meeting new people, discovering new BookTube channels, new recommendations for books that I have never read before, books that I may have known of but hadn't really thought that they were my kind of cup of tea, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's what I'm most excited about, meeting new people and meeting new books. Question number 4. Why do you love reading? I love reading because reading takes me to another place. It always has done. I find it calming. I find it relaxing. It's very, I don't know, I can't explain how I feel when I read. Just it feels good. It feels good to just shut off from your everyday life and open the pages of a book and lose yourself. You're in amongst that story. You're in among the people of that story in that book, and that's books are uniquely portable magic, absolutely, and that's why I love to read, because it's magical and you can lose yourself. Question number 5. What book or series got you into reading? What book got me into reading? A book called Who Invented Peanut Butter by Alexander McCall Smith. Now, I met Alexander McCall Smith when I was at a youth group in the mid-90s, and he had been asked to come along and speak to us about what it was like to be a writer, to have your books published, things like that. And at the end of this group, he gifted us a book, and it was a first edition, hardback first edition of Who Invented Peanut Butter, and it was a signed one. I read this book religiously. I loved it. Reread it, and over the space of time I lost that edition, and about 2 or 3 years ago I found another edition online and I bought it. So difficult to find now because it's out of print, and therefore editions that you do find online are very expensive. So yeah, I bought that, and I've read it a few times since I bought it. And then recently my husband and I were at a book signing event in St Andrews, and it was for an Alexander McCall Smith poetry collection that he'd done. And I met him again, and I told him my story, and he signed my book, and it was lovely. It was really nice because he actually stood up off the seat he was sitting on, and he shook my hand, and he was so warm and so nice. And yeah, so yeah, that's the book that got me into reading. I must have been about 9 or 10 when I was given it, and here I am at the age of 32 still loving books. So yeah. Next question. What questions would you ask your favourite booktubers? My favourite booktubers. Well, my favourite booktubers are Hannah Tay, Dave at Wild Reads, Jen Campbell, and there's a couple of others. I can't remember. There's so many. What questions would I ask? How do you feel about BookTube? What excites you about it? What's your motivation for carrying on with reading books, buying books, and making content for other people, and recommending amazing books and amazing authors, and indeed, how does it feel to have written your own books? Because I know that obviously Jen Campbell has, and I own most of what she's written, and she's an incredible writer. She's amazing. So I think that's the questions I would ask. How okay, anyway, I don't know. Yeah. How do you feel about BookTube? What do you like about it? Yeah, a bit pathetic really, but yeah, that's the question I'd ask. So question number 7. What challenge do you think starting a BookTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Being more fluid and not saying all the time, because I do, and I can't help it. It's just the way I am. There we go. Yeah, so I think that would be what I would try to overcome, is is to stop saying and to be more fluid and to be more confident in what I'm saying. Yeah, so to be more confident in what I say, to have a plan of what I'm going to say before I'm going to say it, so that I don't get tongue-tied. Yeah, so okay. Question number 8. When did you start reading? Well, I started reading when I was quite young. I started reading when I was quite young. So back to Alexander McCall Smith and the book that he gave me as a child, Who Invented Peanut Butter. I had read books before that, mostly by Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl is one of my favourite children's authors. So yeah, Roald Dahl books, and there was a series of books at school, and they were Biff, Chip and Kipper, and they were more sort of picture books, but they did have words in them, and they were fun. They were I remember them being really fun, and they're exceptionally expensive online now. And they were I was in primary school, like early primary school, when I read those, and they were like a whole class kind of reading thing, where the teacher would read those to us. And yeah, so probably early primary school age is when I started reading. Yeah. So question number 9. Where do you read? I read in this room. This lovely room. No fireplace on today, because I'm going to work this afternoon, so I couldn't be bothered sweeping out the fire and making a new one. Yeah, so this room, in bed, as most people do, I would imagine. Anywhere that I can get some time to read which isn't really often because I'm a hotel supervisor, so I'm really always quite busy in work. Wouldn't be reading in work anyway, because that's naughty. So question number 10. What kind of books do you like to read? I like to read anything that grabs my attention, anything that makes me feel happy. Cover design usually is an indication of whether I will like a book or not. And I know you should never judge a book by its cover, but you can't help it. You do. I mean, yeah. Book design, I think, is quite a massive percentage of what most people will feel about a book. If a book is pretty, then clearly, I mean, a lot of thought has gone into the design of that book, so the book can't be bad. But then maybe I'm just projecting how I feel about books. But yeah, so anything that I think looks like I would enjoy it. My favourite genre to read is crime fiction, especially Agatha Christie. Agatha Christie is one of my favourite adult authors of all time. I think her plot devices, her characters, her writing is just stunning. And if I could have half an hour speaking to a figure from the past, Agatha Christie would be that figure. Absolutely. Without a doubt. There's no question. Agatha Christie would be that person I would speak to. So yeah, that's my 10 answers for the 10 questions of the newbie book tag. So yeah, I hope that was exciting. It was fun to sit here and ramble on. So what I'm reading at the moment is a book called 13 by Steve Kavanagh, and it's fab. It's so good. I am only 87 pages in, but it's so small. It's so small. It's unreal. It's about a serial killer he's sitting on the jury of someone else who is being tried for the crimes he's committed. And I find that really quite twisted. The tagline is, the serial killer isn't on the jury. Sorry. The serial killer isn't on trial. He's on the jury. And I mean, that is so, I don't know, it's just, yeah, it's quite creepy that you could sit on a jury trying someone else for the crimes that you've committed. That's just so many shades of twisted. It's brilliant. So, the murder trial of the century is here. A ruthless prosecutor, a brilliant defense lawyer, a defendant with a secret, and a serial killer on the jury. I mean, if that doesn't make you want to run out and buy this and read it, I don't know what will. I mean, the cover's even great. I mean, look, it's got the number 13 in the word 13. It's great. But anyway, I've rambled on quite enough. I will leave you to go watch more videos or carry on with your day and recover from my lunatic asylum ramblings. And I will speak soon. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me. And I do realise that through this video I haven't actually looked at the lens of the camera. I've been looking at the screen because I'm filming this on my iPod. I don't have a proper camera yet, but I am working towards that. I think even if I filmed on my phone, I would still probably look at the screen. But yeah, I should learn to look at that little black dot just there. So yeah, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching my video. There will be another video soon, and I would so appreciate if you could like and subscribe. And there's apparently a little bell icon. If you click on it, you get notified when this uploads another video. Thank you.